All right. So you've been everywhere. You do music, you act, you're a mom. Tell me a little bit about what you do. And
Well, I started off as a dancer. I moved to New York when I was 19 as a professional dancer, but then I pretty quickly got involved in music, and my then partner, now husband, and I have been making music under the name Purple Crush for a long time. But yeah, we were like Brooklyn underground club hipsters that toured Europe and the US a lot. And I was like singing and rapping and twerking to beats.
twerking before Miley Cyrus made it a big
Girl,
thing.
like a solid, I don't want to date myself here. As they say in ballroom, I'm older fish, but like over a decade before Miley Cyrus was twerking, yes.
Nice, very nice. Well, we're around the same age, so yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So
Yes.
you did ballroom too?
No, I didn't get involved in the ballroom community until I moved to LA.
Oh,
So
okay.
my time in New York was very like music focused. A lot, I mean, my friends and I would vogue in the club, but I didn't really know that cisgendered women were involved in ballroom when I was living in New York. Um, yeah, so I got involved
Very,
in LA.
very good. And you still dance or?
Yeah, I mean, I vogue. I have I'm godmother in the House of Ebony. So I'm now responsible for raising young ballroom kids. But I have a lot of trophies. Some of them are over here. I, in 2017, won Woman Voguer of the Year in New York City for being badass.
Well, congratulations. And you are a badass. Like we spoke before, you're just like one of the most amazing women I've ever met.
No,
No, you are pretty amazing. And that's from one New Yorker to another. So I
thank
love it.
you.
I love it. And also legendary. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's a pretty groundbreaking show. There is none like it. You know, well, actually, that's not true. RuPaul's Drag Race is very much like it, but they kind of all stem from the same subculture that came out of drag pageantry. And ballroom has been around for decades and decades. I mean, exactly the decade, it sort of depends on which historian you're talking to, but some would say the 1940s, some would say the 1950s, some say the 1960s. So it's been around for a very long time. And again, it was started in Harlem by Black trans women, and has been this thriving underground subculture that provided a safe space for LGBTQ kids to, you know, find their family and to find their creative voices. And so Legendary is, you know, there's been a lot of documentaries about ballroom, and now there's Pose, which is sort of a dramatization of Paris is Burning. But Legendary actually brings contemporary ballroom to the masses.
And what would you say was the biggest challenge about working on Legendary?
The fact that we filmed in Connecticut. We were all isolated in Connecticut. Yeah, I mean, well, we were on a really tight schedule. HBO Max was, you know, they had their deadline for the launch, and Legendary was going to be part of the launch. And so production was under a really tight schedule. So we had about 4 days in between each ball, which is very little time to put together a ball. So I would say that was the most challenging thing, although it was a worthwhile challenge. It was a good experience to work under that kind of pressure.
I could imagine. Yeah. And why Connecticut? What made you guys choose Connecticut?
I don't really know if I can. I mean, I think it came down to budget and like
Oh, okay, okay.
taxes and stuff. You know, I mean, production is happening in all sorts of states all over the country now. But
Gotcha.
season 2 of Legendary is going to film in LA.
Ah, yes.
I'm
I'm
mad
so
about
excited.
that one. Unless you see the Ebonies come back. I don't know. Maybe the Ebonies will come back.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. And what would you say was your favorite memory about making Legendary?
My favorite. I would say, did you watch it? The whole thing?
It's so good. So good.
Okay, so I would say my favorite memory was the feeling right after we performed for episode 5. Like that performance was cathartic. We had been fighting a lot. There was a lot of tension, but it was, and I'm not biased here, by far the best performance of the night, and um, and we felt it. We felt that energy. We came together on that stage, and we performed our asses off. And that feeling when we came off stage, when you see us all hugging there and crying, like that was very, very real. Um, my least favorite feeling was about 45 minutes later when we, for some reason, ended up in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No, no bueno. No bueno. We don't like that. Yeah. And what's next for you? I mean, you seem so busy. So do you have any other projects in the works or?
well, Purple Crush, you know, now that I have a kid, everything moves, you know, like the tortoise. But we've been working on an album, and during the quarantine, we've really been trying to finish the album. So we'll have a new album out in the fall. We've also my partner produced like 20 tracks for the show. So we released all of that music on Spotify. We have a digital label that we run, and so all of that's on Apple Music and Spotify. The title of there's like 4 compilations. They're called Legendary Battles 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then other than that, I'm throwing a digital ball. So I do an event in LA called Banji Ball. And in 2 weeks will be our 7-year anniversary. So yeah, we're gonna do an anniversary digital ball on Zoom.
How is that going to work?
Well,
Doing it digitally?
yeah, I've done it 2 other times. So ballroom pretty quickly moved to the online world. A lot of people have thrown balls on this app called Bigo, and then some of us have done it on Zoom. And there's some issues because of music delay and whatnot, but we're all making it work. It's it's satisfying the itch for the moment, but people are getting pretty thirsty to walk balls again.
I'll bet. Yeah. And one thing I like to ask the people I interview is tell me a fun fact about yourself that might surprise people.
Um, I mean, I don't know if this is really surprising because I'm a dancer, but I'm a tap dancer
Oh, very nice. How long have you been doing that for?
since I was a kid.
Ah,
And I originally, like, ever since I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna move to New York and become a star. And I was convinced that I was gonna move to New York and be a hoofer, which is like a
yeah,
style of
yeah,
tap dancing. That didn't happen. I became a voguer instead.
yeah. And a very good one at that. That's great.
I'm okay. I'm not the best, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
And is there another form of dance that you want to learn that you haven't learned yet?
Um, I'm too old. The stuff I want to learn, I'm too old. Like, I've always wanted to know capoeira. That's such an amazing art form. And actually, like, the Brazil is the hugest fan base of Legendary. And the ballroom scene in Brazil is so dope because they combine voguing with capoeira, and that is amazing.
Oh, wow. And you know
Yeah.
what? You're never too old to do anything. So
I
maybe
know,
give
I
it
know. Well, I mean, I started voguing at a late age. I mean, most people that start voguing are in, teens or early 20s. I didn't start till my 30s. So, yes, you can do anything. But I'm at the point now where it's just like, honestly, I really just want to get back performing my music and touring. That's what I want. Um,
nice.
yeah, I mean, when I got involved in ballroom, it became very consuming, and I really stopped putting my energy into uh, the music side. So that's what I'm trying to put a little more energy towards.
Nice. If you're ever in Pittsburgh touring, you could always come in. I'll make you guys a lasagna.
Right. Well, should I tell my Pittsburgh story?
If you'd like, yeah.
We performed Purple Crush back when we were based in Brooklyn, performed at the Three Rivers Arts Festival. There was a little controversy, and it was not Pittsburgh's fault, it was the promoter's fault, but we had a really good time. I was twerking in the middle of the square there, and all the kids were
Ah.
around me. It was really
That does sound like fun. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, if you're ever back, let me know.
for sure.
Yeah. And since we're also a TV site, what are you watching on TV these days?
Um, right now we're watching I May Destroy You, and I'm gonna destroy her name, but Michaela's something something. I don't know if you've seen that. It's on HBO. She's amazing.
That's on my list. I keep hearing such good things about it.
She's amazing. She is amazing. So that's what I'm into. And then as far as like a movie, we got really, really into Eurovision. Like
Oh,
I've seen it
yeah.
so many times. Like we're big Will Ferrell fans, but um like I love Icelandic musicians, and we have friends that were in a band from Iceland, and then she went on to like do Eurovision, and I feel like he kind of based it off of them, and so it was pretty fun to watch. And it's a good one. Eurovision, that's a good one.
Gotta check that out too. So much good stuff in. Even though we're in a quarantine, it's like there's some too much to watch all in one time.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. And what
Well,
do people
I actually don't get to watch that much because when you have a toddler, you're stuck watching like Rainbow Ruby and the Rainbow Kingdom, and at least she
Yeah.
likes The Simpsons. She likes Simpsons, so that's a relief.
That's my kind of girl right there. My kind of kid right there.
And she likes Avatar, the cartoon.
Very nice. You're raising her well. That's great.
Yes, yes.
Now, if you tell me she starts singing Queen, then you have the perfect child right there.
I know. Well, okay, that's the other thing that we've watched probably a trillion times during the quarantine is the new Trolls movie.
Yes.
And the bad guy or the bad girl is a rocker named Barb, and so she's gotten really into being a rocker, and she carries her little guitar around. She's like, "Are you ready to rock?" And her dad's a guitar player, so she like really knows how to hold it.
Oh
Um,
my goodness. I
yeah,
love
it's
it.
impressive. And she knows how to Vogue. She dips.
Wow, this kid is perfect. I love
She
it.
can
I
do the
love it.
360. I don't know if you remember from episode 3 the whole drama of like, did Mashanti land the 360?
Yeah, yeah,
Mara's
yeah.
already working on her 360.
Good, good girl. That's perfect.
You can
Perfect.
go to my Instagram to see a video of it.
I'm
P
going
Crush
to.
at P Crush. It's short for Purple Crush.
Perfect. And is that where I can follow you everywhere on social media?
Um, no. See, someone took Purple Crush Instagram. I'm trying to get verified now so it's easier to find me. But Twitter, I'm Purple Crushed with an ED at the end. There's this woman in Oregon that like took Purple Crush everything, and I
Ah,
tried to buy
rude.
it off of her, and she's like, just like she blocked me. I was like, girl, I will pay you. You're not, the last thing you posted was a year ago about pot brownies. Come on. Um, and then Facebook, Purple Crush Music. Yeah, I think that what other social medias are there? I'm Isla Ebony on TikTok, but I don't really use TikTok that much.
I've never even used it, so
Yeah, I'm too old.
yeah, that could be for the young whippersnappers.
Exactly. Is there any other social media I'm missing?
I think we got everything. Because I feel old now. I'm like, people say stuff, and I'm like, the what? The who?
Just Google Purple Crush and you'll find everything.
Sounds good. And thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, and I will talk to you soon. Good luck with everything.
All right. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.